Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions.
You're watching Young Tripp Reactions, the show where rapper Young Tripp reacts to the latest videos on crime, drama, news, and so much more. Get ready, because the show's about to start. Let's go.
And that's the part that really ticks me off. The fact that she has a disability and they allow this mess to go down. Regardless of a disability, this should not be happening. But the fact that she has an intellectual disability and these uncivilized mutt parents allowed this mess to go down. That's why they're on Young Tripp Reactions. What do you mean it isn't the first time? Bruh. $500,000 to join a club. Come on now, man. That club better have everything in it to pay that much money. Come and smoke some meth with me. He told minor children that. You know he said more if he said that, y'all. This relative was defending his family. And he's sitting in jail. You know me as an activist that I have to react to something like this. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that fit the channel, post them in my community tab or send it to me over on Instagram. If you have anything personal that you have going on that you may want me to bring some more awareness to, send me a direct message over on Instagram and we can see if it fits the channel or fits something that I want to bring awareness to.
You can also send those things to Young Tripp's Facebook, and make sure you follow him on both those things. All links will be below.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Such a damn shame. Let's get into this. Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The first video we're gonna do is innocent man sentenced and served out 42 years in prison. Another man serving about 42 years. I did another story like this as well too. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram. All of that will be pinned at the top of the chat, along with the original video, and at the top of the link in the description, along with the original video. I also post over there too, so yeah, make sure you come follow me over there on those social media sites. And then if you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights, involving you, a friend, or a loved one, send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram as well too. Let me know about the civil rights attorneys involved, similar to Ben Crump, or Ben Crump himself. Let me know about the other activists that are involved, where I could join them as an activist myself as well too. If it involves a friend, family member, or some type of loved one, you can see if they want to come on and tell their story, or if they want you to tell it for them, that is fine too. Or you guys can write a statement. Either way works. And also all of these same things apply if it's involving you. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family, and let's get into this.
A black man, wrongfully incarcerated 42 years, denied a mere $500,000. This is a hell of a story. Wrongful incarceration, put it up for a man.
Put it up for a match, Jordan.
42 years. 42 years. Elvis Brooks spent 42 years in prison for a crime he never committed. The 69-year-old New Orleans native has never wavered in his claims of innocence, insisting since his 1977 arrest that the cops had the wrong person. This was for a fatal bar shooting. But it would take nearly 45 years and a prosecutor admitting he failed to turn over key fingerprint evidence before the courts threw out Brooks' conviction.
That is absolutely insane. How do you not turn over key fingerprinting evidence? Now, some people may say, well, was there fingerprint and stuff? You know, that stuff probably didn't come out into the 2000s or the late 90s or the mid 90s. It doesn't matter. It should have already been saved on file, and they should have had it to be able to prove that it wasn't him, to let him out as soon as they was able to do it. That is absolutely insane, yo. Let's continue.
I'm going to give fingerprint evidence before the courts threw out Brooks' conviction. I'm going to give you the background to this, but already, if a prosecutor doesn't turn over key evidence during a trial, not only does that prosecutor likely get disbarred or disciplined, if it's done with malice, well, that prosecutor can get arrested. There's more. That decision made Brooks eligible for up to $480,000 under a program created by Louisiana lawmakers to pay those who are wrongfully convicted in a state with one of the highest rates of overturned guilty verdicts. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill, the top prosecutor in the state, has vigorously fought Brooks' compensation claim, asserting in court that he is still guilty and therefore should not receive any money at all. And it isn't just Brooks.
How is he still guilty if the fingerprint evidence does not match him? Are you slow? Bro, this is crazy. Let's continue.
It's taking office that he is still guilty and therefore should not receive any money at all. And it isn't just Brooks. Since taking office 2 years ago, Murrill has opposed all but one of 23 compensation claims brought by people whose convictions have been vacated by the courts. These include cases in which men were exonerated through DNA or exonerated through blood evidence, and others in which police are accused of actually fabricating the evidence. Once, the Attorney General even threatened to block an exoneree's ability to obtain a license to practice law if he did not drop his claim.
Play your first $5 lineup
Advertising,
and
y'all.
get $150 in lineups if you win. Download PrizePicks and start picking today.
Civil rights attorneys say Brooks' case is one of the most egregious examples of a wrongful conviction in law if he did not drop his claim. Civil rights attorneys say Brooks' case is one of the most egregious examples of a wrongful conviction in recent years. The Attorney General has been pushing the court since September 2024 to reject his compensation claim and also to reinstate a manslaughter charge against him. The case is pending before the district court judge in New Orleans. Attorneys are scheduled to appear for the next hearing Monday. Some states that have more recently created compensation funds have experienced startup problems. In Michigan, narrow criteria and confusion over eligibility have prevented exonerees from getting paid. But in Louisiana, conservative politicians who oppose the very existence of a compensation fund and therefore fight nearly every claim have been proven to be the biggest obstacle. Now, we all champion fair compensation when a person's life has been taken away by the government. That's simple. Everybody should be for that. Nobody should be against that because the individual did nothing wrong. And so you have states that will pass these laws in order to create basically a general fund. That's the fake out. The general fund is to cap how much money an individual like this will receive. Because without that general fund, they will make basically a case predicated on what has been lost over the number of years. All of us looked at that number and said, well, 42 years and a little less than $500,000, that seems quite low. Well, it is low, and it's low by design. It's low by legislation. To add insult to injury or injury to insult, you then have elected officials who oppose even giving them that after a court has vacated a guilty conviction. There's more. Murrell's opposition doesn't necessarily mean that Brooks and other exonerees won't eventually be compensated. The claims are ultimately decided by one of a number of district court judges whose approach to the issue may vary, but it ensures that a process the law says should take no more than 5 months could instead drag on for years, exacting financial hardship and emotional pain on people who have already endured decades of both, said Herbert Larson, an attorney representing exonerees and a senior professor at a local university at the law school. Brooks filed this application in 2024, but more than 2 years later, his case has yet to be heard by a district court judge after having 42 years of his life stolen, missing his son's childhood, losing his parents and 3 siblings while he was behind bars. Brooks says he should not continue to suffer at the hands of the state. Quote, "It's miserable and it's frustrating, the games they play," end quote, he said. Another quote, "But if they think I'm going to give up, wave the white flag, they got me wrong," end quote. In July 1977, a man named Cecil Lloyd was seated at the bar in a local dive when he was shot to death during an armed robbery. Less than 3 weeks later, police arrested a 19-year-old, Mr. Brooks. There was no physical evidence tying him to the killing, and a dozen people testified that Brooks was at a family party at the time of the shooting. That's your alibi. But 3 white witnesses said they saw the perpetrators in the dimly lit room and picked Brooks, who was black, out of a photographic lineup.
Wow. Wow, of course. So he has relatives saying that he was at a family barbecue, and then just because somebody who looked like you said, yeah, he was there, and you just ran with it with no evidence. Wow. That's insane. Let's continue.
Now, and picked Brooks, who was black, out of a photographic lineup. Now, lineup testimony where people say, okay, well, that's the person out of these 5 or 10 individuals. Sometimes the cops say, hey, which one of these did it, and point to the person they want you to pick, okay? This has been routine, especially back in the 70s. I mean, damn, okay? You actually have an alibi. You have an alibi of multiple individuals who are willing to go and testify under oath. Now, family or not, you're not going to get too many people, period, who are willing to testify to a fact under oath for something like this, unless it's true.
Your job
Advertisement, yeah.
disappear. And so are your friends' jobs. And so
Who are willing to testify to a fact under oath or something like this, unless it's true. Unless it's true. What the jurors weren't told, this is the part that the prosecutor left out, is that fingerprints lifted from the beer cans held by the robbers did not match Mr. Brooks, or that police suspected the same men had robbed several people less than a block away just before the Welcome Inn robbery, according to prosecutor records discovered by Brooks' attorneys 40 years later. The victims of the earlier crime were shown a photo of Brooks and ruled him out as a suspect. After his conviction,
That's insane. And you still put him in prison. Wow. Let's continue.
Brooks was sent to the discovered by Brooks' attorneys 40 years later. The victims of the earlier crime were shown a photo of Brooks and ruled him out as a suspect. After his conviction, Brooks was sent to the Louisiana State Penitentiary in Angola at a time when the maximum security prison was considered one of the most violent prisons in the entire country.
Yep, I've heard of Angola. I know. That's insane. Let's continue.
While Brooks, at a time when the maximum security prison was considered one of the most violent prisons in the entire country. While Brooks served his life sentence, the criminal justice system was being revolutionized through the introduction of DNA evidence, and with it, proof that innocent people had been convicted. As a result, the number of exonerations nationwide increased from 25 in 1989 to 259 in 2022. That's according to the National Registry of Exonerations, a project operated by universities in Michigan and California.
That's a damn shame. Let's continue.
By 2025, 89 to 259 in 2022. That's according to the National Registry of Exonerations, a project operated by universities in Michigan and California. By 2025, Orleans Parish, where Brooks was convicted, had the highest rate of exonerations among U.S. counties, with more than 300,000 residents, according to the registry. It is sad that this man has to fight the politics of exoneration. There should be no politics in exoneration. But there are some who disagree with compensation for men like him, even though he did nothing wrong in the state. They erred in how they prosecuted this case. And you have a prosecutor who now admits did not turn over information that would have been, that would have allowed for reasonable doubt to reign supreme. You have an alibi from multiple individuals for this person, and he still spent 42 years in prison. And I will say this, there's one statement that rings true more so than anything else. When this man said if he thinks that if they think he's going to wave the white flag and give up, you got another thing coming. This man survived Angola. This man spent 42 years in prison. This man had to watch his mama and daddy die while he was behind bars for something he never did. Giving up is not in his DNA, period. We look forward to bringing you an update to this story when there's an update. Right.
The closest thing to fresh air in this office is your boss's screensaver. But what if he just booked that lake house? Go on, it's easy. Booking.com. Booking done.
Yeah.
Never do these three things after a car accident if you want to potentially receive any money at all. Number one, never sue the person who hit you. I got $105,000 after my accident, and I never sued the other driver.
That is absolutely insane. He spent 42 years in prison for something he didn't do, and there was key evidence that could have exonerated him. Plus, if they really paid attention to his family, which was the witnesses that he was at a family gathering, that is absolutely insane. And this is why I do what I do. It is absolutely insane. Let me know what y'all think. I'll have the original video pinned at the top of the chat and at the top of the link in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram, because I post over there as well too. If you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights involving you, a friend, or a loved one, send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or on my professional Instagram. If it does involve a friend or a loved one, and the same thing regarding you as well too, see if they want to come on the channel and see if they want to talk about whatever their situation is involving the police or whoever. If they don't want to do that, then you as the friend or relative can come on and speak for them. Or you guys can write a statement and I will get that public statement out along with pulling the public information. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. And make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram. Again, those links are pinned in the pinned comment along with the original video, and in the link in the description along with the original video as well too is my social media. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.